Catholic bishops of Cameroon continue with the days-long activities in the National Episcopal Conference that opens in Yaoundé, precisely in the locality of Voli, as its president, His Grace Andrew Nkea, calls on Cameroonians to get massively registered for next year's general election slated for 2025. Sports. Eyes of Hope Football Academy, Isosa of Limbe, continue to maintain her top position at the ongoing MTN Elite 2 Championship after a resounding victory over Unispor of Upper Cam from the West region, as she now tops the table with 13 points. Those were major stories. Good evening to you all. You are welcome to High Prime of Thursday, the 11th of April 2024 representation. I am attending Larry Kevin Sabot. We start off with one of our lead stories, as we did mention on the National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon kickstarts her days long of activities over there in Voli, a locality in Yaoundé, with the president of the National Episcopal Conference, His Grace Andrew Nkea, calling on Cameroonians to get massively registered for next year's general election, while reaffirming the stance of the Cameroon Catholic Church against same-sex relationship or marriages that were initially stipulated by the Pope himself, as we have details in this report. With less than a year before Cameroonian takes to the poll for next year's general elections, the Catholic Church in the country is making her voice heard. As the president of the National Episcopal Conference, His Grace Andrew Nkea outlined.
Let's give advice for this life we don't have so for the country. For number 2 place, we talk say next year 2025, na year where they go vote big man, for put big man again for chair, or for vote new big man. That one it be so say we call all Cameroonian people, make them go register them name, put them name for book for vote. Not only she done for house begin cry say you know the waka. Go put your name for vote and you vote.
The nation that is witnessing inflation and some other issues, the servant of God call on the commonwealth of the nation to be evenly shared amongst its citizens.
And when they talk the same time say people where they control this vote, make them ensure, they make sure say vote it will be free and it will be fair. That means they will count any man vote as he vote them, and they will read the results how a day. That one I think we don't talk for inside this meeting.
Societal ills like hate speech, malinformation, disinformation that are fast rising on the social media space, they dissuade everyone to shun away from such practices, as they describe it as unhealthy.
And for finish, and with the talk say some Cameroonian not the way it pass other one. All Cameroonian are Cameroonian, whether they for north, for south, for east, or for west. And therefore, with the talk say they think the way God don't give we for this country, like natural resources, make they use them for the common good. Make all man if he benefit for this use. And that one a strong message who don't give them.
Adding her voice to same-sex marriage, the Catholic bishops of Cameroon reject such practice in totality.
And for finish them again, we talk say this thing where they talk say that the bless man picking and man picking, bishop them again, they don't deny. Say we no go do them for inside Cameroon, and that's so it could be. Thank you plenty, and may Jorob for die, he gracia, he enter for all una family.
It's all said and done. The servants of God pray for a prosperous and healthy Cameroon with equity and justice having her way. The Central Regional Delegation to the National Finasco A game that just wrapped up in the town of Limbe has emerged first in the medal classification table, as they were able to secure 51 medals over there in Limbe during the Finasco A games that just concluded at the Limbe Centenary Stadium. Minister Nalova Lyonga of Secondary Education on her part called on the students to continue to uphold the spirit of sportsmanship, as the next year's rendezvous has been taken for a Bombang in the East region, as our reporter Alice Lekelengwe Kome tells us more.
The 24th edition of the National FENASCO League A Games has ended up in Limbe, with participative athletes called to strive for excellence and uphold the spirit of sportsmanship in upcoming competitions. The closing ceremony was chaired by the Minister of Secondary Education, Professor Nalova Lyonga. Over 3,500 athletes and coaches from the national territory were engaged in diverse sporting activities. The Mayor of the Limbe City Council congratulated the population of Limbe for their traditional hospitality during the FENASCO game period.
I attach a lot of importance to this particular FENASCO A game, and I want to tell you that I am very, very happy because it was colorful. It was fantastic. The students have shown their skills, showcase their skills, and you can see unity in diversity. You can see social cohesion. You can see living together, and most importantly, the town of friendship and opportunity has been these days booming, animating. The whole area has been animated by.
Center Region emerges as overall winner with 33 gold medals, 10 silver and 8 bronze, making 51 medals in total. Extreme North and West Region in the second and third position respectively. The host Southwest Region came at the 6th position with 5 gold medals, 5 silver and 6 bronze. Center Region emerges as overall winner with 33 gold medals, 10 silver and 6 bronze, making 51 medals in total. Extreme North and West Region in the second and third position respectively. The host Southwest Region came at the 6th position with 5 gold medals, 5 silvers and 6 bronze.
I'm the queen of the game with 4 gold medals in 400 meters, 400 meters, 200 meters and long jump. My impression for the game was very easy for me because of hard training. I make a training block of 2 weeks and I'm very satisfied for my.
The ceremony saw the handing over of the Olympic flag to the Abongbang in the West region as the next host.
And this is being handed over. We remain with the FENASCO A Games that just wrapped up in the town of Limbe, this time with a different twist, following the closure of ceremony of the FENASCO A Games that just wrapped up over there at the Limbe Centenary Stadium. The Minister of Secondary Education, Professor Nalova Lyonga, has frowned on the rates of thievery that occurred over there during the games after student mattresses were stolen by yet to be identified persons over there in Limbe. This was made known to the public during her closing ceremony speech that she issued over there in the Limbe Centenary Stadium. More with you, Aisha Mbeng, on that story.
During the closing ceremony of the FENASCO A Games held at the Centenary Stadium, bitterness permeated the air as Professor Nalova Lyonga, Cameroon's Minister of Secondary Education, expressed her dismay over the theft of students' mantras. Without disclosing the exact number of stolen mantras, she promised to hold the perpetrators accountable. Worthy of note is the fact that, in addressing the theft, Professor Nalova Lyonga also revealed 8 athletes being suspended for FENASCO for the next 3 years, though the nature of their transgressions remain undisclosed. Despite the challenges, she announced that the East region will host the next games, emphasizing on the need for continued commitment to the values of integrity and respect. Amid these numerous concerns, the Central region emerged victorious once again, reclaiming their titles as champions of the FENASCO A game, with a total of 57 prizes, including 36 gold, 11 silver, and 11 bronze medals. The Central region showcased their dominance in the sporting arena. Following their victories in the 2019, 2022, and 2023 editions of the games, these triumphs marks their 4th consecutive win.
We move on to religion this time around with the end of Ramadan fasting prayers that just wrapped up yesterday in Cameroon and around the world. In the town of Buea, the spiritual leader of the Muslim community in the town of Buea, Sheikh Mohammed Abubakar, called on followers of Allah to continue being steadfast in all that they do, as he encourages them to make sure they get massively registered for next year's general elections that will be taking place in Cameroon, as he beckoned on the need for conscientization of all, for the hearts to be conscientized in order to continue to do good in different facets of life. More with our reporter on the story. Muslim faithful in Buea joined their Islamic brothers and sisters in Cameroon and beyond to celebrate the Eid al-Fitr celebration that marks the end of the 30 days long fast of Ramadan.
The first heart is a healthy heart, but it requires continuous maintenance. And so Ramadan is a means to continuously arrange and maintain that heart. Then the sick heart is a heart that requires permanent reminder. And reminding will be in terms of situations like Ramadan that will come to make the prayers associating with persons who know what it takes to be a faithful, and what the third heart will be a dead heart. A dead heart that is not responding to anything that has to do with good for humanity, even to its own self. This is what we thought that after going through Ramadan, and Ramadan is such an auspicious period where persons who go through it come out as newborn babies.
Preaching to hundreds of Muslim faithful, the spiritual leader of the Muslim community in Buea, on his part, re-emphasized on the circumcision of the heart.
Man has negated an aspect in the body which is the center of the nerve, the heart. So the heart, we thought that it's good for people to know exactly what role that heart can play. We have the heart that we have three hearts. The first heart is a healthy heart, and the second heart is a sick heart, and the third heart is a dead heart. And if you look at these three hearts, the first heart is a healthy heart, but it requires continuous maintenance. And so Ramadan is a means to continuously arrange and maintain that heart. Then the sick heart is a heart that requires permanent reminding. And the reminding will be in terms of situations like Ramadan that will come to make the prayers associating with persons who know what it takes to be a faithful, and what the third heart will be a dead heart. A dead heart that is not responding to anything that has to do with good for humanity, even to its own self.
With the general elections in Cameroon just at the corner, the central imam of the Buea Central Mosque called on all to massively get registered on elecams registered.
We're getting an electoral year. The electoral year means that you want to elect somebody who will determine the life of the state. If you don't go and register, then you keep complaining. Who do you want to change the situation for you? The Lord God says in the Noble Quran that if he has made a situation good, he will not change the situation of a person until he changes it by himself. So if you want a good situation, please you need to change. If you know that where you are is not good, you need to change. And changing, there is a procedure, which means that you have to get registered, then you go and vote for somebody you want of your choice, so that you have a good calendar that can help you in planifying the issues of the state. So this is what we advise ourselves and the youth, in fact the entire Muslim community, not to stay behind, that is to go ahead.
The celebrations that was characterized by heavy downpour that didn't retard some followers of Allah as some top regional officials like the Secretary General of the Southwest Governor's Office, Acha Gilbert Quenty, who all graced the ceremony. Something some worshippers re-echo of the importance of the day.
Yeah, like one of the 5 pillars in Islam, we are told to observe fasting in our book as it was prescribed to the book before us, the gospel of Jesus Christ and the Torah which Moses brought. So it's one of our pillars, which reminds us that it was also instructed for the best people to do.
After prayers were being offered, the spiritual leader of the Muslim community in Buea led the visiting delegation to visit the ongoing construction work of the Islamic complex in Buea.
Which is accessing the second cycle already, And why not the university? They make a place where they can prepare them spiritually in order to be good citizens. And they leave from school, they walk up into the masjid, they pray, and it's a whole center, because here is going to be one of the iconic buildings in Boya once it's completed. So we need your contribution.
With some fervent followers like the Nigerian Consul General for the Southwest and Northwest region, His Excellency Lawa Bapa, and others who graced this celebration, the Islamic community in Boya prayed for peace to reign in Cameroon and social cohesion to continue being a thing in the nation and beyond. On to the third celebration of the Eid Fitr celebrations that was witnessed in Cameroon and around the world. This time around in the locality of Limbe, where Muslim faithful assemble over there at the Limbe Community Field for prayers and intercession to be made to Cameroon and for peace to reign in the nation and other parts of the globe. This was during the Ramadan fasting prayers that just wrapped up yesterday in the town of Limbe, as a Muslim cleric in Limbe beckoned on followers of Allah to be resilient in all that they are facing despite the challenging times that the nation Cameroon is passing through. We have details on that report with Alice Leke Liengu Ikome.
After the announcement made by the National Lunar Crescent Commission of Cameroon confirming the sighting of the moon at Betuna and Baturi, and the information being confirmed and relayed by His Majesty Mohamedou Saloum, Muslim faithful in the Limbe municipality joined others across the nation to observe the feast of Ramadan. At the Newtown prayer ground, the Imam Ismail Bashiru at the Central Mosque call on the faithful to always remain steadfast to Allah.
Translation that is going through on the Women Day, but it still happen as if the message have not yet reached to the people to understand that they have to protect the women. So that is one of the reasons that we use it as the topic of our sermon today, to remind the people, to remind the faithful, to remind the nation about the importance of women in our society. And also to use the opportunity to inform the faithful to denounce any act of violence, because we start a bit and we neglect that, maybe something that will stop, and finally at the end when we realize there is a death. So in order to prevent, to save the life, that is why.
It is worth noting that during the month of fasting, Muslims were advised to abstain from sex, alcohol, and to eat between dawn and night, among other things. The month is also characterized with almsgiving and other charitable activity. Prayers in Limbe took place under the watchful eyes of the Divisional Officer of Limbe 1, the Limbe City Mayor, amongst others.
You are watching High Prime, and we are coming to you live from a news studio here in High Television. On to news out of the shores of Cameroon, we take you to Mali, where the Malian military junta government yesterday issued a statement via the spokesperson of the Malian military government on state television, stipulating banning all political activities that towards the guilt for the calling of presidential and general elections that many are anticipating to take place in the West African nation of Mali. We have complete story on that with Aishambe.
Malian authorities have issued a decree on Wednesday, April 10, banning political party activities amid calls on the ruling army junta to organize elections. The announcement was made by the government spokesperson on state television on Wednesday evening. The ban on political activities was made in the interest of maintaining public order as set by Abdoulaye Mahiga. The statement did not specify any threat to public order emanating from political parties. There was no indication on when the suspension will be lifted. It is worth noting that Mali has been under army rule since August 2020. Last September, the junta indicated it would renege on a promise to organize elections meant to bring back civilian rule this past February, citing technical reasons. Yet, no new election promises have been made. After the March transition deadline passed without a vote, many political parties and civil society organizations reacted by demanding elections.
We talk on obituary on this newscast for tonight. Multitude of mourners turn out at the Douala Garnison Hospital mortuary for the coffining ceremony of the father of the Fecafoot President Samuel Eto'o Fils, whose father died last April 2023. The coffining ceremony was graced by the presence of football superstars like Roger Milla, Rigobert Song, and the former president of the Confederation of African Football, Ahmad Ahmad from Madagascar, as the late father of Samuel Eto'o Fils began his journey to his native village of Ngambe village in the Senegal Maritime in the littoral region. We have complete details on that with Tonito Nguni.
This was the sad atmosphere as thousands of mourners gathered to bid farewell to the Fecafoot footballer Samuel Eto'o, who lost his dad David Eto'o some months back in Douala. Today, April 11, saw the removal of the corpse with a church service to honor the fallen hero and the father to many. Amongst well-wishers was a delegation from the Southwest Fecafoot Bureau, led by President Daze Valerie and other football stakeholders from the region. Just like friends, equally, icons like Roger Milla, Rigobert Song were present among well-wishers to bid farewell. The ceremony was graced by the presence of the former CAF president Ahmad Ahmad. The remains of David Eto'o will be laid to rest this Saturday, April 13, 2024.
And may the soul of David Eto'o, the father of Samuel Eto'o Fils, journeys on well. We move on to something else, this time around with sport, where Isosa Football Club of Limbe continue maintaining her position in the ongoing MTN 82 Championship as the champion with the highest goals, and she hits the classification table with some 13 points. This follows the resounding victory over Unisport of Opankam from the West Region as they defeated the West Regional sides in a 2-0 victory that was recently played. They now face the Northwest Regional representative at the MTN 82 Championship, Rangers of Bafut, in the upcoming games that will be coming up, as sportswoman Gunyu Sonita has more.
As the battle for maintenance continue at the MTN 82 Championship, the lone flag bearer of the Southwest Region, Isolofo Sports Academy, Isosa, once again has proven dominance and worth to belong in the MTN 82 Championship as she defeated Unisport 2-0 to maintain first in terms of the classification table.
Non, ils ne sont pas là de manière au hasard. Je pense que les playoffs les a aidés à faire un effort qui a été payant. Félicitations à eux parce que on a la chance de les avoir vu jouer pendant longtemps. On savait qu'ils jouaient sur le long ballon. Il fallait éviter que Tchenchu, qui est de stabilité, puisse avoir beaucoup plus d'espace de jeu. C'est la raison pour laquelle vous avez vu la seule occasion, la seule capacité, là on l'a. Donc je pense que les Dames ont fait ce qu'il fallait faire. Et là on ne peut pas être...
Et pour le moment, ils sont chez maintenus.
Oui, ben, c'est malheureusement, je veux dire heureusement. L'objectif au départ c'était de chercher plus haut. Quand on est quand même nouveau dans une catégorie, il faut savoir être modeste. Et là, le maintien est là, ce n'est qu'une bonne chose. Je pense que là maintenant, il faut se préparer comme un vrai camarade de l'élite.
la suite de compétition et puis la Coupe du Cameroun, ça va se préparer.
Ça ne dépend pas de moi, ça dépend de votre programmation que vous serez qualifié. On ne sait même pas quand ça va commencer la Coupe du Cameroun. On va encore plonger dans une forme d'incertitude. On ne peut pas entraîner avec les formes d'incertitude. C'est pas possible. Et malheureusement, c'est là où on est plongé. On ne sait pas quand ça commence, on ne sait pas comment. Dans tous les clubs des régions d'ici n'ont pas de licence. C'est trop d'ambouillot. À un moment donné, c'est pas facile de pouvoir faire.
Ko Ngangel open scored at minutes of play, followed by Juma Kose at the 73 minutes to secure Islofo Sports Academy 3 points. Juma Ikose equally converted the second goal from the penalty spot to be able to equally work on his objectives of the season, which was to stand as the highest goal scorer for the MTN Elite 2 Championship. Despite attempts by Union Sport to equalize, the chances were limited. Isosa has sealed her maintenance in this Elite 2 with this victory, going right up to 13 points and standing first.
We wanted to give our best because the whole team is disappointed. We feel like we are not supposed to be playing the play downs, so we wanted to exhibit our superiority and show that we deserve better. We are supposed to be playing the playoffs.
How do you see the team of Unisport Banka?
Unisport is a very, very, very good team. They have a very good coach. He's one of the coaches I speak to. I know from his time with PWG of Amenda. So they have some good players. We have a former player from Unisport, Wanku Ludi, who is also with us. Unisport, they are second. That means they are a very good team. You saw how difficult the match was, but I think psychologically it played on them because knowing that they've already qualified, so it played against them. But we needed at least a point to be certain, so we gave.
Southwest side will battle with Rangers of Bafut for the last day of the MTN Elite 2 play down. To other sports updates, the newly appointed coach Mark Breeze and equally other technical staff have been touring some of the stadiums in the country, where he made his first stop at the Olympic Stadium and equally has visited some other stadiums in Douala, like the Unification Stadium over there in the littoral region, and equally to remind that he signed his contract some days back with the absence of the Faker footballs.
And may the Eyes of Hope Football Academy of Limbe Isosa continue to triumph in all that they do in the MTN Elite 2 Championship. With our sports reporters, will conclude tonight's news package, High Prime of Thursday, the 11th day of April 2024. And we see up next is the Pidgin News with Uncle Ziman. Kavino Walang will be coming up at the top of the hour, exactly 9 p.m. Meanwhile, for the primetime newscast will be yours exactly 8 p.m. tomorrow, Cameroon time. Good night.